Welcome to Quick Watch HQ. Today's topic: 15 bizarre ways people met their end. What's up everybody, it's your boy Quick Watch HQ, back with another exciting video. Today we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a little bit creepy. Bizarre ways people have died. Alright, let's get started, shall we? You know how people say you're more likely to get struck by lightning than win the lottery? It's a common saying that highlights just how rare winning the lottery really is. Well, add getting killed by a falling coconut to that list. Believe it or not, falling coconuts cause several injuries and even fatalities each year. Coconuts are heavy, and when they fall from a tree, they can reach some serious speeds. They can fall from heights of up to 100 feet, gaining momentum as they plummet. Imagine that kind of force hitting your head. Not good, right? The impact can be as strong as being hit by a bowling ball. So next time you're enjoying a tropical vacation, just remember to keep an eye on the skies. A little awareness can go a long way in keeping you safe. They say laughter is the best medicine, but apparently too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. It's rare, but there have been cases of people literally dying from laughter. Laughter can actually trigger heart attacks or aneurysms in people with pre-existing conditions, so I guess the lesson here is to laugh responsibly. Let's move on. Have you ever heard of Hans Steininger? He was this Austrian guy in the 1500s who was famous for his incredibly long beard. One day, there was a fire in his town, and Hans had to evacuate quickly. He tripped over his own beard and broke his neck. It's a good reminder to keep your facial hair in check. Okay, this one is just plain strange. This guy took the advice that carrots are good for your eyes way too far, drinking gallons of carrot juice every single day. Consuming too much vitamin A can turn your skin orange, freak out your liver, and in extreme cases, you can actually die. Everything in moderation, my friends. This is some straight-up sci-fi horror stuff. Back in 1979, a factory worker in Michigan became the first person ever recorded to be killed by a robot. The robot arm malfunctioned, swung around unexpectedly, and crushed the poor guy. It's a grim reminder that even machines can be dangerous, especially when they're not working properly. You don't usually think of cacti as being deadly, but trust me, they can be. This guy in Arizona found out the hard way when he accidentally backed into a giant saguaro cactus. The spines punctured his lung and he died from internal bleeding. So, next time you're out hiking in the desert, be sure to watch out for those prickly plants. We've all had hiccups before. It's annoying but usually harmless, right? Well, not always. There have been cases of people suffering from chronic hiccups that last for days, weeks, even years. In some tragic cases, these relentless hiccups can lead to severe exhaustion, dehydration, and even death itself. This one sounds made up, but it's totally real. In 1919, a massive tank of molasses exploded in Boston, unleashing a wave of sticky, sugary death onto the streets. 21 people lost their lives. It's a bizarre and tragic reminder that even something as sweet as molasses can be deadly in large enough quantities. You know the saying, gentle as a lamb? Well, apparently that doesn't always apply to sheep. This farmer in England found out the hard way when he was trampled to death by his own flock of sheep. I guess it goes to show that even seemingly harmless animals can be dangerous if they get riled up. Poisoned by a toothpick, a tiny splinter, a fatal infection. This guy accidentally swallowed a toothpick, and it punctured his intestine, leading to a massive infection. Before doctors could figure out what was wrong, it was too late. He died from complications caused by that tiny little toothpick. It's a good reminder to be careful about what you put in your mouth. Death by umbrella, when rain protection turns deadly. Back in 1978, a Bulgarian dissident living in London was assassinated with a poisoned umbrella. The tip of the umbrella contained a pellet filled with ricin, a deadly toxin. So yeah, next time someone bumps into you with an umbrella, maybe be a little suspicious. Killed by a cow when dinner comes knocking. Literally. Imagine this. You're sitting at home minding your own business, when suddenly a cow comes crashing through the roof. That's exactly what happened to this poor guy in Brazil. A cow on a nearby hillside wandered onto the roof of his house, the roof collapsed, and the cow landed right on top of him. Death by laughter. The philosopher who laughed himself to death. The ancient Greek philosopher Chrysippus is said to have died from laughter after he saw a donkey eating his figs. He thought it was so funny that he literally laughed himself to death. I'm starting to think laughter really is the best medicine, as long as you don't overdose. Crushed by a vending machine. When snack time turns tragic, we've all been there, right? That moment when you're craving a snack and you head over to the vending machine, you put your money in, press the button and wait, but then, disaster strikes. The snack gets stuck. Frustration sets in. This guy decided to take matters into his own hands and started rocking the vending machine back and forth. Bad idea. The vending machine tipped over and crushed him to death. A moment of impatience turned into a fatal accident. It's a tragic reminder that sometimes you just gotta let go of that Snickers bar. No snack is worth risking your life over. Death by snail, the slowest poison. This Australian man made a bet with his friends that he could eat a live garden snail. It seemed like a harmless dare, just a bit of fun among friends. He swallowed the snail, but it turns out the snail was carrying a parasitic worm that infected his brain. This tiny parasite, known as Angiostrongylus cantonensis, can cause severe damage. He fell into a coma and died a few years later. The infection led to a rare form of meningitis, which ultimately proved fatal. So yeah, maybe think twice before you go around swallowing any more live snails. What seems like a silly dare can have deadly consequences. Subscribe for more bizarre stories. So there you have it, folks. 15 bizarre ways people met their end. From falling coconuts to killer snails, it just goes to show that life is unpredictable and sometimes death can be pretty strange. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and watch out for those falling coconuts.